After my mother passed, I uncovered a shocking truth. The local HOA had swindled 2,100 acres of our family's farmland through deceit while she fought cancer. What didn't they know? I held the keys to the region's power grid as the Northeast Utility Director. With that kind of leverage against those who stole my dying mother's legacy, what would you do? I never planned to return to Willow Creek Valley, not after 15 years away. Yet there I was, standing on the weathered porch of my childhood home, clutching the keys to Mom's farmhouse, my heart heavy. "This is yours now," said Mr. Carver, Mom's old attorney, handing me a thick folder. "All 2,100 acres of Bennett Family Farms, just as your mother wished." The cornfields swayed in the breeze, a tribute to Mom's relentless fight to keep this land alive despite her illness. I traced my fingers along the faded green railing she'd painted every spring. My phone buzzed. Work again. As Northeast Utility Director, my bosses weren't thrilled about my sudden leave, but Mom was gone. Someone had to settle her affairs. A sharp knock startled me. A woman with sleek brunette hair and a smile that didn't reach her eyes stood at the door, flanked by two men in Crestwood Association polos. "You must be Laura Bennett's son," she said, extending a manicured hand. "I'm Diane Larson, Crestwood HOA president." "We're so sorry about your mother." I shook her hand, puzzled. "Thanks, but why is the HOA here?" "Our farm isn't part of your community." Diane's smile tightened. "We need to discuss covenant violations. County records show this land falls under our jurisdiction, annexed 5 years ago." My stomach sank. "That's impossible." She handed me a document with Mom's signature, shaky, unfamiliar. "This was filed while your mother was the owner. Your vehicles violate storage rules, and that fence needs updating. You have 30 days before fines kick in." As they left, I noticed survey stakes with blue ribbons along our fields, new since Mom's funeral. That night, I pored over Mom's papers, tax forms, medical bills, deeds from my great-grandfather. Something about Diane's document gnawed at me. In Mom's locked cabinet, I found a journal labeled, "Keep Going." Inside, Mom chronicled HOA harassment, complaints about her tractor, roosters, even corn height, plus notes on shifting property markers and trespassing HOA members. Her final entry, written during her last chemo round, broke me. "They're exploiting my weakness. I can't fight anymore. Forgive me for failing our land." A sticky note listed a number, Emily Harper, attorney. "Call when ready to fight." Outside, a car crept by, lights off. Diane was snapping photos from her BMW. "This is criminal," Emily said, comparing Mom's journal to the HOA's papers. "These signatures don't match. They were filed when your mother was in the hospital, barely conscious." She adjusted her glasses. "The HOA's been eyeing your eastern fields for a luxury project, Willow Heights. Your mother resisted, so they forged documents." My phone pinged, a grid outage in Sector 9. Duty called, but I told Emily. File fraud charges. Stop their development. Driving home, I caught Greg Holt, HOA treasurer, hammering. "No trespassing. Signs 50 feet into our fields. Marking Crestwood property." He smirked. "Check the updated maps." My blood boiled. "Those are fake, and you know it." At the county records office, clerk Mrs. Shah, Mom's friend, showed me digital files. "Your land's boundaries shifted 3 times in 6 months, all filed by Diane's husband, Mark, on the zoning board." She handed me a USB drive. That night, Diane emailed me a PDF, Willow Heights, Phase 1, 60 luxury homes on our eastern fields, starting in 5 days. Then my work laptop flagged a power capacity issue for Sector 14, our farm. The grid couldn't handle 60 homes without major upgrades, and I controlled those approvals. When Diane called about fence regulations, I cut in. "Let's talk forged signatures and fraudulent claims." Her tone shifted. "You know nothing about real estate law." I smiled. "New developments need power. I'm the Northeast Utility Director. Your project needs my sign-off." Silence. You're bluffing, she stammered. HOA meeting tomorrow, I said. Bring Mark. We'll discuss fraud and power. The next morning, bulldozers roared, toppling century-old oaks on my fields. Diane, in a tailored navy suit, waved a clipboard. Beautiful day for Willow Heights. I called Sheriff Brooks. They're destroying my land. He arrived, lights flashing, and examined Diane's permits. These are for Lot 132, not Bennett Farms Lot 19. Diane's smile faltered. A mix-up. Our plans were approved. Not here, I snapped. My work phone rang, a substation failure affecting thousands. I told Brooks. Stop them until this is resolved. 3 hours later, the bulldozers were gone, but an acre was ruined. Cease and desist notices plastered my barn, accusing me of blocking community progress. Emily sighed. They're intimidating you. Document everything. At the Crestwood HOA meeting, Diane, in a crimson blazer, beamed. Willow Heights moves forward. The Bennett property is secured. I stepped forward. I'm Michael Bennett, and I'm here to expose how you stole 2,100 acres from my dying mother. The room hushed. I projected a forged signature dated July 17th, when Mom was in surgery. Gasps erupted. Here are 5 agreements signed when she was unconscious. Neighbor Mrs. Klein stood. The Bennetts were here before your mansions. That land's theirs. Diane banged her gavel. Order! Emily added. We've filed fraud and elder abuse charges. I showed the grid map. As utility director, I've reviewed Willow Heights. It'll overload substation 14, risking fires. Upgrades take 18 months and millions. I won't approve unsafe plans. Chaos broke out. Diane screamed. You can't! The board voted to pause Willow Heights. Outside, someone spray-painted. This isn't over. On my barn. Inside, Mom's journals were strewn across the floor, with a note. Everyone has secrets, even your mother. I woke to darkness, no power, while Crestwood's lights glowed. Diane stood at my fence with Mark and 2 suited men. We found illegal connections from our grid to your farm. She sneered. Sign these new boundaries, and we'll fix it. News vans lurked nearby. At work, my boss, Tom, handed me a suspension letter. Jack Larson, Mark's brother, filed a complaint about misuse of authority. Bulldozers returned, backed by armed guards. Sheriff Brooks showed a court order from Judge Hayes D.'s cousin. My hands are tied until your hearing. That night, in Mom's storm cellar, I found a hidden 1952 utility agreement. My grandfather had granted easements, with a clause. The Bennett family retains override authority over utility modifications in perpetuity. Mom's journal added. Always have a backup. We own the power lines. The courthouse buzzed with reporters. Diane smirked. We're building on your land. In court, Emily presented the 1952 agreement. The Bennetts control power lines servicing Crestwood, regardless of land ownership. The utilities attorney confirmed its validity, reinstating me with back pay. I showed Mom's records and a recording of Diane. She'll be dead soon. Backdate the papers. The courtroom gasped. Judge Carter froze Willow Heights, ordering a criminal probe. Diane was escorted to a police car. 6 weeks later, my farmhouse hummed with new lines I'd overseen as promoted utility director. Greg Holt and former HOA members apologized. Diane misled us. We formed the Willow Creek Community Alliance, replacing the HOA. Neighbors gathered in my barn, kids on hay bales, as we hung a plaque. Bennett Family Farms, EST 1897. Emily smiled. Your mom would be proud. I nodded. Real power is standing for what's right, alone if you must. The land, now conserved, would endure as Mom's legacy. What do you think? Was I right to use my grid authority to fight the HOA, or did I cross a line? Share your thoughts below. Let's debate justice, power, and standing up for family. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know, how far would you go to protect your legacy?